I don't know what happened. That was kind of weird, but it's all good. So welcome. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I am so glad that you guys are here. Um, Wi-Fi is a little spotty today. And Tremika, you got to unmute yourself. Um, Thank you very much. And guys, welcome. Come on in and say hello. Say hello. I am so excited about tonight. Every time that Tremika is on, I get excited, I get pumped. People have called me and said, "Now, what time is it tonight?" I'm like, "It's the same time every time." They're like, "Tremika's on? Oh, I've got to make sure that I write down because Tremika's on." And I said, "Well, good, good, good." So, guys, we'll give you a couple of minutes to come on, and then we'll talk. Hello, Priscilla. Thank you for being here. Hello, David. Hello, hello, hello. Connie, hello, and Dina, hello. Come on in, guys. Say hello. Let Tremika know where you're from, and we
Yeah.
talk about tonight renewing our passion. It is so important. I can't even tell you how important passion is in our life. And I don't mean, yes, we all know the intimate passion, right? But
Mhm.
life, passion for what you're doing. I am so excited. Martin Burke, all the way from Ireland,
Hey.
early in the morning. Gina, hello. Mikey, hello. Brava, Trey. I know, I know, I know. So it just goes so good to have you. So, I wait a couple minutes and then we
Yeah,
get into our
absolutely.
stuff. April, oh my God, it's so good to see you, April. Thank you so much for being here. One of my good friends from Sterling, Illinois. So glad that she's here. Sarah May from the UK. Thank you very much
Yes.
for being here. And Facebook user, hello. Ellen, hello. So glad that you guys are coming on. So, if you don't know by now, Tremika and I are not strangers. We
Right.
have been knowing each other since 2012, 10
Mhm.
years now.
I
10
know.
years.
I know. That is insane because it seems like 4 years tops, if that.
Right.
Like,
If that, right?
but
So
connection seems like forever. So
forever,
it is.
forever.
So yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And you guys, when you meet somebody that you have a soul connection with, it's
Mhm.
so important. And Trimika has held me accountable to what I say that I'm going to do. And she's like, well, I'd like to remind you about. And then I've done the same to her. I'm like, I'd like to
Yes.
remind you about. So we met
Yes.
at Pathways to Successful Living.
Mhm.
There's 3 courses that they offer. Um, and we did all 3 together. And Trimika is not from Chicagoland. She is from Texas. And so she flew in and she's like, are you doing the next one? I'm like, I am. I go, let's do it together. Okay. And we were in this together. We were in the same small group together. Can't talk
Mhm.
about it, guys, but small
Mhm.
group together. And um, we are both, I mean, we're about the
Yeah.
same height. So both of us are powerhouses with our speaking. But here's the thing, we weren't that way when we showed up.
Listen. Listen. We were not, Elias. We were not these firecrackers at all. I mean, I
Right.
think we were cuz I think it's always there,
Right.
right? Our perception of what we were was totally different than what we are in acceptance of now.
Exact. Great way to put that. Great way to
Mhm.
put that. And so Tramika has gone on. She and I know we've shared, so this is okay to share. But Tramika was married when I first met her, divorced, single mom of 4, holding a full-time job, and and following her passion. So
Mhm.
accountant by day and artist, actor, singer, intuitive on the weekends and at night. So,
When Elias makes sure that I'm Elias whips me in. So,
but you have done
yeah.
so much, and I know you have a new single out,
Yeah.
and I know you gave us a little sneak preview.
Yeah.
But would you? And thank you, Priscilla. TreyRochelle.com. And guys, check her out. You're on Spotify too, right?
I am. I am. So you can find me at Trey Rochelle. You can just Google it and it'll bring up whatever platform you're using anywhere. It'll bring it up. But yeah, under my stage name, Trey Rochelle, you can find me on Spotify, Pandora. My Pandora station, radio station, is like the bomb. If you're in the mood to just have some nice, smooth music,
I
just
was
to
gonna say
mellow out,
smooth, mellow
it's
jazz by you.
smooth and
Yes.
mellow. Yeah, it's a whole vibe. But if you're just kind of like in that thing and want to shift your mind a little bit, tune into the Trey Rochelle Radio. So once you go to Pandora, it'll give you an opportunity. It'll say Trey Rochelle Radio. Click that. And it's a great mix. Like their algorithm, it ties into how I produce the track and it pulls in all these different things and it really rolls well. Yeah, yeah. And so I'm building my street team. So I'm doing some special things for everyone that's following through with that. And you get a gift pack with my information and you get like first exclusive notes about everything. And we do some live streams in there. So yeah, definitely. Thank you, Priscilla.
And
Definitely check me out.
I just had a vision, a quick
Uh-oh.
vision,
Yes.
Tremika, of down the road when I
Yes.
do my bigger retreats that
Mm-hmm.
you have an album for a retreat.
Yeah.
And it's like it's called The Journey.
And that would make complete sense. Because
I
I
love it.
have some things that
I
work towards
love it.
that already. Yeah.
And hello, Lee Michael. Good to see you, my friend. Mary Coco McCormick. Good to see you. Now, look what Mikey says. Once a diva, always a diva, and without apology. And let me add this. Once a authentic, integrative, and integrity diva,
Mhm. Mhm.
always
Yes.
that kind of diva. Because you have authenticity, you have integrity, and guys, there is no ego in this 5'3.5" body. 5'3.5"
It is here, girl.
around there, around there.
Hair and heels help. Hair and heels
Hair and
help.
heels. Okay, then you're 5'4". So there you have it. Hi, Kyle. Good to see you. Stephanie, good to see you. So we're talking tonight, guys, about renewing your passion. So
Mhm.
you started in choir, is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. I think, the school choirs, elementary school had a choir. And the first year I didn't make it. I don't know if I've said that before, but can you imagine being a third grader or maybe it was third or fourth grade, and I didn't make the choir. I thought everybody got into the choir, and I thought I had a good voice, but I didn't make the choir. But I still came back the next year, and then I've been in choir, and I made every choir since then. But I think not making it at that age, and it kind of shook me a little bit. I remember being a certain kind of way about it, talking to my mom about it. I remember her kind of brushing it off, and I was so emotional about it. But I kept with it, and I think I kind of conquered my I'm gonna go after it at that
Hmm.
age with music. And I think later in life, I've done that same exercise, just much later in those other areas. But yeah, so it was all choirs, just great music teachers, mentors, and church choirs, children's
Right.
choir, praise and
Now,
worship team.
were you in now? Because I don't know, but did your
Mhm.
sorority? Did you sing in your
Oh
sorority?
yeah. So that's the thing. So, hey, anybody who's in the sorority or goes to an HBCU, if people find out you got a voice, you gonna be singing. You gonna be singing, and and so I do believe, and I say I honed my skills. There, my line sisters know me affectionately as Anna Mae because somebody was already Tina Turner. So I'm Anna Mae Bullet. I'm the original Tina Turner.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was definitely the voice. So we have a number of songs and hymn-ish kind of tunes that we do that we sing for different occasions and I've been a leading voice at least for my time, and so it's a lot of us that can sing. But when I come back, some people do request that I sing, so that's always beautiful. So they pull me out my shell because I was
That's
used to being in
good.
the background. I was always in the background, but in that platform. I may be the only singer that's there, and I had to know all of the parts, and so you're on the spot, and I'm representing for the group. So I put that ahead of all of my kind of insecurities and fear for coming forward. Yeah.
That's awesome. Hi, Rose. Good to see you. Thank you. So
Yes.
I want to ask you this. So, because
Absolutely.
again, we're talking about renewing your passion
Mhm.
or renewing our passion. So
Yes.
I knew you. I knew that you liked to sing when I met
Mhm.
you. And then
Mhm.
after we talked and after you went through the divorce and then
Mhm.
you were still singing, but it wasn't like the band. It wasn't you writing songs. And correct me if I'm wrong, because this is again, just what I know of you and what I
Mhm.
saw of you. So if you guys don't know, Tremika was singing. She got a gig going. She was in a band. She had to fight to be like the lead, like this
Oh.
is you. I'm gonna keep that
You
story a little
you've
short,
been
girl.
through them all. Yes, I started off as a background singer, and they even told me my voice wasn't powerful enough, so I had to keep my position. And then we had a performance, and you know, you can't.
You
I
can't. You
couldn't
just
even
can't hold it
deny
back.
it.
Right.
Yeah, and sometimes I think people have very powerful voices behind the scenes or on stage I mean in the studio, and great recording, great sound, great tone, but it's something about being in that authentic moment for me that's very connective, and it's bigger than it becomes bigger than me. It
Right.
becomes bigger than
And
me.
when you're live, totally
Mhm.
different. Totally
Yeah.
different. So I'm kind of condenses you guys so we can talk more about the passion piece. And yes, we might hear Tramika sing a little bit. But what I observed was here you are, background singer, you
Mhm.
wanted to get this done. That was your passion. You didn't own it yet.
No.
And that's the important piece, guys. She didn't own it yet. So what happened? Now she's stepping forward and saying, yes, I am the lead singer. Yes, I want to develop this. And then guess what? I correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe about 4 to 5 months later, guess who lost her voice? Guess who had?
Had to
I'm
have
telling you, girl.
surgery. Had I got polyps on my vocal cords. No surgeon wanted to touch me once they found out I was a vocalist. And I finally found someone at the college, at the medical school. It's teaching, so I became kind of one of their cases, and they took me on and zapped me, and yeah, it was an 8-month process to get back. I couldn't talk, I couldn't laugh, I couldn't make any sound. Like, it was hemorrhaged, and it was
You
really.
were writing notes to the kids.
Yeah, I was writing notes to get my friends laugh at me, and I know they're probably on here. And if y'all are on here, go ahead and put in the comments. Like, literally, I had a notepad. I would write ha 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 on the notepad because I was still trying to go and
Mhm.
hang out. And they have the memories of when I couldn't talk. And if anybody who knows me knows that I talk. So imagine being around me and I'm like,
Right. That would be the same thing for me, you guys, because you know how I talk. Tremika and I are like, connected, uh, you know, brother and sister from another family. So, but
that's
we
right.
are, it is it. Aloha to you, Janine.
Aloha.
I love your granddaughter, your
Yes.
grandkids' pictures. They're beautiful. So
Yeah.
here's the piece. We have to renew our passion. We have to reclaim the
Absolutely.
aha moment. And those 8 months, I
Mhm.
feel, correct me
Yeah.
if I'm wrong,
Mhm.
that was your aha moment.
It was. It was
Because,
because yeah, it absolutely was, because it completely stopped me in my tracks, and I was running. Like, the band was going great. I was in the studio with Cheryl, really learning my voice and really getting there. And I mean, and then literally I went hoarse. I couldn't talk.
mhm,
And it really was a moment of me. I don't want to say I was taking it for granted at all, because I felt like I was really using it, but it gave me a certain new purpose with it. And I realized that it was something that, if it was given back to me, that I couldn't be careless with, and that I really needed to um do with it what I was supposed to do. So it was an aha moment. You can't take it for granted.
no. And here's the thing. When she was younger, the aha moment was, I really like to sing. I
Hmm.
really like this piece. So that part was like, oh, okay, yes. Then, it's kind of like God, universe, spirit was saying, hey, are you serious about this? Do you really want to? So, what did you do? You started journaling, you started
Mhm.
writing. And I think because, correct me if I'm wrong,
Mhm.
even writing those notes forced you to write, which then what happened? The lyrics came up, the
Yeah.
stories came up, and you just owned it. You
Yeah.
owned it.
Cause the other part before that, when I was in middle school, my journal and diary was exposed in my parents divorce, right?
Mm, mhm,
Used everything, right? And it was pieces of it that wasn't even mine. It was a friend who had wrote in it. And from that moment I literally shut it all down. And I had talked with one of my aunts, and she was just like, well, if you don't want somebody to know what's out there, then don't write it down. Don't write it down. So I started to just I stopped writing, and I used to rap. I was known Lady T, so I had a little flow, back then in Memphis. My dad's from Jersey, so I used to spend my summers up there double dutching and listening, walking through the Jersey streets, Mount Vernon, Elizabeth. Like my cousins would take me to all of that, and that's when like hip hop was, really growing out of that. So I had that whole thing there. And so writing rhymes and all that, I was doing all of that. And then when my journal got exposed, and it wasn't even for what I had put in it, I stopped, and I had a writer's block, and everything else I just started doing out of my head from that point. But I had lost touch with writing and doing poetry and things like that, and I took it as something that could, hurt the people that I love, or I didn't want something that was for me to go hurt other people. So I interpreted that as a child differently. Whereas
right.
now, after owning it, going through this thing, going back, reconnecting, like my writing was connecting back with my friends. Like they would just pass the message around the table. This is what Tremika just had to say to what y'all just said. So it was that reconnection and me putting my hand to the pen, to touching it and making that whole thing flow back through, that woke up and got rid of my block. And now my words and everything is about healing. Like it's not to hurt people, and I don't care anymore. I want to say what I need to say, cuz somebody needs to hear it, and it's okay.
And the cool thing, guys, and I'll tell you what Nick said. So as you lost your voice, Nick said it's like the Little Mermaid on a soul level.
Yes, it is. It is. It
This
is.
this is about reclaiming our voice. Amen. Yes,
It
it's so true.
is.
It
It
is so true.
is.
So what you guys may not know is at the same time all this was happening, at the
Mhm.
same time, Tramika started getting into her intuitive piece
Mhm.
and increasing her spiritual awareness. Now, her belief in your belief, I'm not talking
Mhm.
about you like you're not here. Your
Right.
belief in God and in
Yeah.
church and your
In
Christian
Christ.
background,
Yeah, yeah.
always there, always the
Absolutely.
groundwork.
Absolutely.
But I think, as you would say,
Yeah.
your intuitive stuff and doing the cards and learning about that and developing your own style, your own blend, and
Mhm.
even having the kids watch you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, like that, I think I didn't know that Claire knowing, and just I didn't know all of the Claires. So I think I've been operating in those for a long time. Even my dad tells me about how I would just say some things that I really shouldn't have known to say. And I just and as a child. And so, someone who's afraid of that, not used to that, I think they kind of
Shut it down.
shut
Yep.
it down because it was uncomfortable. And just like now, how I'll burst out and just, look, if you don't want to know the truth, don't talk to me. Because if you come to me and God, spirit, source, your ancestors know that there's a message that you need to know, they're going to give it to me. And I'm not trying to get sick. So I'm going to tell you. And I may even
Right.
forget that I told you right after that, but I'm gonna say it. And so I think as a child, I didn't have anything. I just and so definitely going through that cycle, I had to dig deep to be able to get in touch with everything, to share and find other ways of expression. And so definitely through that, it really started to open me back up. Plus, I had to be quiet. So
Right.
it forced me to be in a meditative kind of space and let all of the voices that were in my head, I had to quiet them. So sometimes I get a break from hearing the voices when I'm talking, but when you can't talk, you got to just let them go and flow and come on out. And then you did that. So yeah, it definitely woke me up.
Mikey says, yes, after Maya Angelou lost her voice, she reclaimed it and became what she always is, her own greatness. So
Mhm.
true. Carla says, this conversation is very helpful. Thank you. Nick
Good,
says,
Carla.
yes. Her I Know Why the Cage's Bird Sings is an eloquent
Mhm.
tribute to this process. Yeah.
Yep.
Janelle says, yes, the divine place is that sacred pause in our journey as a
Mhm.
moment for us to remember
Breathe.
the divine being that we
Mhm.
are aware. And Mikey says that book helped me come out a survivor. So
Absolutely.
true. And this is what you guys, when you have that reclaiming the aha moment, it's we stop, we go within. This morning's meditation was about patience and about having patience with self and really looking at each moment in our lives and honoring and having gratitude for each of that moment. If you get a chance, guys, go watch the replay for this morning's meditation. And for me, I know that after after the divorce,
Mhm.
that year by myself, that
Mhm.
year during COVID, which
Yes.
nobody would want to, you didn't well, you contact on the phone or whatever, but everybody was so in their own bubble.
Yeah.
It forced me to really say, what is it that I have a passion for? What is it? Because there have been many times, you guys, where I'm like, is this really the work? Is this really the work? I have doubted the work, meaning that, okay, it's COVID. I'm not doing workshops. I'm not doing face to face retreats. I'm not doing this stuff. How is this going to happen? And what I realized is if I could do a retreat every month, that juices me up. When I do these lives, when I have wonderful guests that I'm introducing people to, that juices me up. Doing this work is the passion.
Yeah.
Someone once told me, why don't you work part time at Starbucks? And that made me look inside and go, no. And I'm going to prove to you that
Yeah.
I'm going to make this and do this. And you did the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, you have your full time, you have four kids,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
have to have the full time.
You do.
But this, what, can happen is here you are, you know, accounting job, singing, and eventually it's going to be that where
All right.
this is the singing piece. Sorry, it's backwards on the Zoom.
No,
Um,
no, no. Yeah. 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 I get
so,
it.
but that
Yeah.
is really an important piece. So reclaiming aha moment
Mhm.
is learning to stop, to listen, to remember what made that heart happy. And not only heart, you guys, but your spirit. When Tremika is singing, you will notice that there's a spark about you. There's a spark, there's a joy, there's a sense of like you are in your comfort zone. And I
Mhm.
don't mean comfort zone like she's stuck there, but she's in her
Yeah.
gel. She's in her place of, oh, this is a good one. Thanks, everybody. Um, you are in your place of fluidity
Mhm. Yeah.
and you just flow. You flow naturally, and it's like hand meets glove, and you are just going, oh my goodness, as I live and breathe. Susan Fuller. So good to see you, Susan. Thanks for being here. And I have to say, guys, for those of us that do this work,
Yeah.
me seeing Susan um, when she's doing a demonstration, when she's doing a mediumship thing. When I was in class with her, with John Holland and Janet No Havoc, she was spot on and she was in her knowing. She was in her
Mhm.
knowing, she was in her passion. She just does it effortlessly. And it's the passion piece. And it's just beautiful. You do the same thing, Trimika. When you're
Yeah.
singing, it's like Yes, you practice. Yes, you do all this stuff.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
you're in that groove.
Yeah.
You're in
Yeah.
that groove.
Yeah, and I
Um,
and I think everybody, I think that I feel like your passion and what's going to drive you and what's going to push you is everyone has that, right? You have your version of that, and it's
mhm,
in you to pull you through those things and to help you get back centered. I mean, everything happens for you. So I think sometimes the worst things happen, and if we can shift to not think about it being the worst things and actually think about the gift and the experience of it and what it's impacting, that actually gives you a signal to what that passion is, right? Some things get you back to you. I know with me, divorce, you know that shook my whole
right.
foundation. Talk about a tower moment. Woo! I mean, it just, it shook up everything, but it got me back to me and taking care of me. I put everybody else first, and everybody, you can't satisfy people. And, even when you're loving to love and love and love and you love loving other people, like, it brings you back to you. And once you get back to you, that passion, that that seed that you have in you is always there, and it keeps coming up in your life. It keeps showing up. We just look at it as isolated incidents of different things, but
Right.
the passion is always there, ready to be renewed, ready for the aha moment, ready to show you, ready to guide you if we don't judge it.
And that's the important piece, is the judging piece. We talked about this in the intuitive mindset group. We did a 12-week program about how what we say in here and
Mhm.
what we hear, oops, out here, the
Mhm.
what I call the inner chaotic and the outer chaotic noise affects our perception
Yeah.
of how we get our intuition. If
Yeah.
we talk to ourselves and hear it, our clear audience is going to be hardly anything. We're not going
Mhm.
to hear ourselves because, well, we're not going to hear what spirit is saying
Right.
because we are hearing the noise, the chaos that somebody else has told us about the judgment. And
Yep.
then we repeat it and then we say, I am stupid, I am dumb, I am whatever.
Yep.
Um,
They say
Susan
it
says,
once
yes,
and we
yes,
repeat
yes.
it. They
Right.
say it once and then we repeat it in thought and stories and in all of that, right? So in renewing your passion, you have to renew your story, revisit your story, retell your story.
And it's a story that's a really good point. It's a
Mhm.
story that you have told yourself that isn't true.
Absolutely.
It's finding your true story.
Yes.
What is your true story and what do you stand for without judgment?
Mhm.
Without saying, well, my mom and dad wanted me to do this, and this is a story that I've told myself, and this is what I have to do.
Mhm.
It's, again, finding your passion. The important piece is your passion, not your
Mhm.
mom's, not your dad's, not, you know, Sally, Mary, Jane down the street. It's none of
Yeah.
that. And it's you have done that. You have squished that into an art form.
Mhm.
And would you mind divulging us a little bit? Because I don't want it, because you and I, we can talk on it. We could have a 3 hour live, guys.
Yes.
Um, but would you mind
Easy.
divulging us a little bit in your you can sing your new song, whatever you want to do. You don't have to
Oh,
sing the whole thing,
yeah.
girl.
Let's see. I was trying to think of a song that I have a song that isn't released yet, and we were trying to work out the music earlier where I could play the music, but I don't think you guys can hear the music. So I'll just sing it, but it's a great beat. Oh my gosh, it's a great beat.
Do you want the one that you sent me and me like play that and sing along with it or no?
Well, let's I no, that's not the
Okay.
one. But did you hear that
Okay.
music at all? Could you hear that music that I just played? No.
No.
Am I just hearing it? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, well, so if you want, I could I wanted to have the music. So
Drop
we
the
can
drop them lyrics, girl.
drop the lyrics. Right, right, right. Okay, so this one that I have because I felt like it was really appropriate, and I wrote this song. I'll just sing a little bit of it, but I wrote this song because I had so Memphis, Tennessee holds some of my highest and favorite and best memories. Some of my best friends, closest friends, experiences were there, but some of my extremely lowest
Mm,
things that even right now it still brings up emotion for me. And when we moved away, it was so hard how I had to move away and how I had to leave my friends and everything. It was a whole big thing. So I would run in Memphis and I run back out for years. Run in Memphis, run back out. Be in there and out. Nobody even knew I was there. I was like, bam, doing a hammer business, and I'm back out. And so coming out of my divorce maybe a few years ago, I made the decision that I was going to go back to Memphis and I was
mm,
going to experience Memphis and I was going to face all of those things that triggered me in Memphis and bring it all in. And so it was like a trip for me, and I actually did it. And if everyone remembers this, and I have a soundtrack for it because I did it the same day as Aretha Franklin's funeral. So while I was
wow.
doing this in Memphis, I was literally listening to her funeral. And anyone who knows that that was a long funeral. And I drove all around Memphis. I touched down and went to all the places that I had some different experiences with, and took some pictures, and I just kind of did it. So, but I wrote this song to make peace with my past, to try to open me up. And I wrote this song with Jess Bess, and in a song group. And it opened me up to that I had these triggers that was there, and that's what led to me to go and do. So hopefully one day it will come out. But this is what it's called Peace. So it goes, touchdown back where I was before, back to the memories of the skating rink. I rolled my cares away. That's where I didn't have to think. Touchdown, it never felt like this before. Double locks all over the house, needed a key to get out. Trapped in the fear of the love with no one to trust, but time moves fast. I know I can't change it. I can't change it. I can't change the past. Some of this ain't fixable, ain't worth living miserable. So peace is how I say goodbye. Tired of wasting time, and it's too late to cry. So peace is how I say goodbye. Even if you try, there's no way to make it right. No. So that's the first verse and
That's
chorus.
beautiful.
So
I
I wish
love
you could.
it.
It has a nice catchy beat too. So
I'm sure it does. And guys,
yeah,
look at her smile right now. Look at Tramika's smile. Look at her eyes.
I'm gonna turn on
And
red.
that glow is the passion that comes out. I
Yeah.
found something and
Okay.
I'm gonna
Oh
show I'm gonna
yeah.
show you guys um a picture of Tramika and I. And this
Oh
is from 10 so 2012, this is 10 years, 10 years, 10, 2012, yeah, 10 years
yeah.
ago. Ready? Here we go.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And who am I looking at other than the camera?
I think there were like three people taking pictures
Oh
because
my
remember, we're
gosh.
all like, take her picture, take her
Take
picture,
a
take her
picture.
picture. Right.
Yeah.
And then, okay, I'll hang on. Let me do so you can see the whole full picture. Do you remember this?
Yes. Oh yes. Yes.
So this is the weekend that we first met,
Mhm.
and our group leader was
Mm.
Ray,
Yeah.
and there's Ray,
Yep.
and just we had so it was so good. It was
Oh
so
my
so
gosh.
good,
It
so
was
good.
it was it really was. Life changing.
Um,
Life changing. Yeah.
Janelle says, woohoo, peace. Carlos says,
Peace.
loved it.
Loved
Priscilla said,
it.
jaw drop, wow, beautiful.
Oh, thank
Applause from
you.
Mary.
Thank
Irma
you.
says, beautiful. Thank you for sharing this. Um, y'all are too
Yeah.
cute. Thank you. I know that's like, notice that we both had um, differences in our hair,
Okay.
differences in our hair
Yes.
color.
Yes. Yes.
So
The years have.
both of us are lighter in our hair color. So there
Oh
you
boy.
have it. There you have it.
Yeah.
What would you say? What would you tell somebody when they are looking? Either
Hmm.
they're because I'm going to be guys. I'm just going to tell you a little bit, and I'm going to do a class called Renewing Your Passion,
Oh,
and
good.
I would love to find out from you, Tremika,
Yeah.
is when someone says, "How did you do it? What do I
Yeah.
need to do? How do I find my passion?"
Hmm. I think you first make a choice for you,
Hmm.
and you become open to where that will lead you, and then you just take one step in that direction. And literally, you'll see that some things just come easier for you in a certain area. And for me, I didn't even realize that I was working through so many things. I didn't realize that music was the one thing in my life that was working out and was saving me and was keeping my confidence up and was doing that. I didn't even realize and think that, but it was always there. So just say I'm open to finding what it is for me. And somewhere in that openness and just taking one step towards it, that intention, it's like it shifts and starts bringing a whole bunch of things your way. And so you just have to be open to it and not looking around at something. Just be open to where it'll lead you. One song led to the next thing, and it just starts to snowball and grow. And then you have an aha moment like, well, where does everything else is going awry, a
Hmm.
mess. But this is staying fine. So I mean, I would be coming from court and having to go on stage right after that. And it would be the one thing that it wouldn't even matter. Whatever was going on, whatever wasn't paid, whatever, it didn't matter when I did that, right? But at the time I didn't think about it. It was how I was getting my balance.
Right.
So it was how I was keeping balance and keeping me. So just choose to say that you're open to doing something differently for you, seeing something different and being open to something different. And really your different is a familiar piece of you. So you'll notice it when it comes back to you.
Would you say so? What you're speaking of to me, what I'm hearing
Mhm.
is you're finding your bliss.
Yeah.
You're in your bliss or
It's a
you're
great way
in
to put it.
your euphoria,
Yeah.
whatever that possible choices for songs. You're in you're
Greer, if
in
you're
my
out
bliss.
there,
Yes,
note that up
in your
for me.
bliss,
Yeah.
in your euphoria, and
Mhm.
then, like you said, it doesn't matter. It
No.
doesn't matter about the bills, it's like you are so swept into what
Mhm.
you're doing
Yeah.
that that is the part that just gets you going. I know that there have been times where it was it was when I knew I had to get a divorce, when I knew that I was like,
Mhm.
okay, done.
Mhm.
Um, and I would have to do a retreat. And it was like going into that, like I think it was, well, no, it wasn't a retreat, it was the apprenticeship program. But it was one of those weekends where it's like, okay, here we are. I
Mhm.
have to be full on
Yeah.
in that piece. And I knew that in that moment, in that bliss, if you will, so
Yeah.
that's a great thing.
Mhm.
In that bliss, nothing else mattered. I showed up. I
Mhm.
was there for myself. I was there for all those people that were on the in the program, and that piece carried me through.
Yep. It's
Um,
home.
yeah, it is home.
It's
Yes,
home.
right.
Mhm. It's home. It's
Yeah.
home. And
Janelle says it's perfect. You are in the moment, and the moment is in you.
it is. It is
Yeah.
just home. So you have to, what is that one thing? And I remember when I had just moved out, and I had a telephone call with a friend, and they asked me like, what would you do, like, because I was a stay-at-home mom for 9 years, guys, and I had two kids in preschool. So trying to get back into the workforce, even with my degrees and everything else, it was a big challenge, and it was a scary place. And so the person was just like, I mean, what would you, money's not an option, what would you do? And I was like, I would sing, I would do music. And that was I said it out loud. And he asked it and I said it just like that. And when I said it, and then it hit me, I said, you would do that for free? You would do that? And it hit me, even though it made sense. And he was like, really? That's what you do? And I just said it. So it's something about responding to the moment and paying attention to what you say that just poosh, boop, boop, pops out pops out at you. But it was home. What if you could feel like this forever, and in
Right.
this certain thing, what would that be? What Where have you gotten close to that? And that gives you an idea of where you need to renew,
And
nurture.
you're using your heart brain, not your head brain.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
Greg Braden talks about heart math, and I know we've
Mhm.
had
Mhm.
um, Allison on here, and she's done heart math as well, and we've talked about
Mm.
what is this
Mhm.
thinking and
Yeah.
feeling, but what is the heart brain saying to get you into that place? And I think we think from here,
Yeah.
and we don't move it into where spirit is.
Yeah.
And I think, when we connect to those emotions, because a
Yeah.
lot of people are afraid to connect to the emotion,
And
they
that's
either
why you
bury
have
it,
tower moments, because it ain't nothing that's gonna get you connected to your emotions than somebody
right?
pushing them buttons.
And, as you say that, I'm going to get a card out because, and hopefully I can find it quickly. The tower, you want to tell them what the tower card means for you?
Yeah, for me, the tower means that they're because when you look at it, no matter where it is, it'll show on there. It starts to show this huge great tower that took a lot to build up, but you see that there's destruction, or there's a storm, or there's a renewing, but then you kind of can see that things are kind of building and coming back into place at the same time. So it's kind of like an organized breakdown a little bit.
Hmm.
And so for me, some people will look at it and just say, oh my gosh, this is it just means change. Things are getting shaken up. Things are coming back together. And it's a moment, temporary,
Right.
temporary. Structures shake up to come back, So it's not all in the moment. It's in what's coming as a result of the moment. And it's just like a warning to you that, it's something gonna come up. It may be radical, it may be different, it may be something that's gonna shake it up. So it's just a tower moment. It's a change. It's a change, and it's okay. It's part of it. It's part of the process.
And here is, so it's from
Mhm.
the tarot deck. This is from the Healing Earth tarot deck. This is the
Mhm.
tower. This woman had a structure,
Yep.
and it was boom, gone.
Lightning,
But in
just as
right,
quick as lightning comes.
right. And
That's how
look what
quickly it
she's doing.
changed.
She is reclaiming
Mhm.
her power and
Mhm.
reconstructing that foundation
Mhm.
of what she wants it to be.
Yep.
And that is the important piece.
Yep.
Such an important piece. Um,
Yeah. It's definitely a moment for it.
what else do you have coming up?
So tomorrow I will be on Miss Rosie Black Intimidated Woman show on Instagram Live. It's at Miss ROSI Loves. So that'll be tomorrow. Pretty much same time. You can follow me at I am Trey Rochelle. I have a number of postings about that. I have a live show, my first live show of the year that'll be here in person in San Antonio. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. That's on Sunday. Still working on some music and still producing. I have the I Raise Self is moving. I've started the blog. And so I have a number of things that I haven't posted out there just yet. It's been fast and furious with the new single Newness release. So that's coming out. So I have the blog going, and it's it's a lot of great stuff. It's just a great flow. So
I I
yeah,
just love and the animated video.
yeah.
I
Which,
love
which
the
one?
an
Oh,
hang on,
oh,
hang on.
oh!
Oh.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Oh, darn it.
I know
That
that's
there's
not the
that.
full one.
I
That's
know
not
it's
the
not the
full
full
one.
one.
It's
Darn
not
it.
the
Hey.
full one.
Uh,
But if college days were cool.
you did such a great job with this. Such
Thank
a great
you.
job with
And
this.
this was my so that song is renewing because I became a producer on that one. I did the music for that one. Sourced and put everything all together and packaged it. And I did the lyrics and the verse within 24 hours. And yeah. So I actually have a maxi single that I'm going to be selling on Sunday. I have my two demos from I call it the next morning and the next afternoon demo. And it's me playing the music. It's actually a message that I sent to the person who inspired the newness.
Mm.
So I that morning, I kind of gave like a little challenge that night. Was like, I'm writing a song, and he's like, "What you write a song about?" And I was like, "It's like, what do you think I should write a song about?" And he was like, "I think you should write a song about two people reconnecting, getting back together, da 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 da, flirting or whatever." And I was like, I'll see how that works. See how that works, right?" And that next morning, I was like, "Oh, so you get to hear my voice and me saying." I'm just showing you I know how to follow instruction, and here's where it is so far. And you'll hear the song how it originally started, and it's not far from where it landed. And then later on that afternoon, I had wrote the first verse and the chorus. So because I'm a top line, I hear melodies and the lyrics, it comes easy, but the music now I have a number of tracks and things that I've been building and music that's coming that I've been kind of sourcing myself. And so it's been pretty amazing to grow into this producer world. So the newness was my new introduction as a producer too. I've always given the direction to my creative partner and we've done it together. So it's always been from me kind of through him, but this time I actually just went through and found what I needed and pieced it together to tell my story. And
I
it,
love
I,
it.
I, I love it. I don't even know. It takes about 3 months before you know what the numbers are telling you and everything else. Knows how everybody else is responding. But yes, please, go out, stream it. Doesn't cost anything to stream it. Listen to it. YouTube, like, love, share. And
Yeah,
if you want to
Priscilla, can you
download,
put
just go through
can
it.
you put Tremika's YouTube on here for us? That would
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah.
Here's another thing I'm gonna just suggest. I know I hinted
Oh,
on our phone conversation, but
suggest.
guys, I think Tremika, as crazy as her schedule is, but I really think you could do so much
Mhm.
getting a TikTok, singing for maybe a minute or whatever, and really incorporate some different stuff. There's a woman on there. She is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And your voice is just as phenomenal. She has done some talking, and she takes incense sticks and she's like singing and blowing energy with the incense sticks to to people.
Yeah.
And it's what, for 30 seconds, but you're
Right.
like, oh, and then she says, file, in her bio, it always is this, and I'm telling you, she has she has a big following.
Huh.
But I think I'll tell you about it, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
off air. But it's really,
Yeah.
real. I'll show you because. But you guys, this is her YouTube channel. I
Yeah.
am Trey Rochelle.
Yeah. Yeah, so go
Look
out
it up.
there, street team. Inbox me. I at I raise self. Um, waiting for I. Hey, I'm ready to come to Hawaii. I have not been to Hawaii, but I am ready. I am ready. I am
And
ready.
I am there with you. I am ready to
Mm-hmm.
go
I'm
Hawaii.
pick you
Danielle,
up and let's go. I'm pick you
you
up
want
and
to
we gonna.
do a retreat in Hawaii? I
I'm gonna
You
come.
set it
Yeah.
up, sister,
Yeah.
and we'll do a live performance. We'll have Tremika come
Yep.
and sing a song, and you know
Yep.
what? Let's do it. Let's
Let's
do it.
do it. Let's do it.
Um,
Yeah, but find me on there. I raise self. It's at I raise self on Instagram, Facebook, on my website, which is www.treyrochelle.com. I have the actual blog that's there, and so feel free. It's going to expand more, but that's kind of my platform where I want us to shake our old beliefs about things and challenge our mental health, and strengthen it. We work out so many other things. Like, we need to
right.
give it the attention that we have. I have some amazing people in my life, including myself, which I include. And mental health is a thing. And it's real, and we have to tackle it little by little. And we don't talk about it enough, and we don't take care of ourselves enough in that area. And the number one thing is just to know that it's okay. Remove that judgment, remove the fear, things that we use to cope, to survive. Let's find a way to be in our moment, and see what healing we can get from that, and changing our perspective and our paradigm shift, as best as we can.
Totally.
Because
Totally.
some of it is
Uh,
chemical. Some of it is chemical, and we have to do what we need to do: therapy, medication, whatever it is that you have to do to support that. But we have to, one, own it, and then we have to be able to reach out and get the support that we need. And then we have to recreate, restructure, let those layers fall off, and, peel it back like an onion and cry it out sometimes. That's what you got to do.
and April says, "Thank you for sharing your talent. You embody self-confidence, love, and passion. Your energy radiates peace and positivity. Bless you." So,
Thank you,
guys,
April.
Trimika does. She has renewed her passion,
Hmm.
and by that peace then inspires others. And I think when we have that spark, we need to share that light.
Share.
And
Absolutely.
I just so blessed to know you. I'm so blessed that you're a part of my life
Likewise.
and
Yes.
that we're on this path. You know,
So
different
grateful.
places, different states, but we are
Doesn't
on this
matter.
path. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
So
Yes.
please follow, like, and share all that Tramika does. And really briefly, guys, next Wednesday, um, my friend Patricia Cobos, she's the one that painted this. She's going to be talking about your vibe renewed, and we're going to do a live demo about a soul
Oh,
painting. And
nice.
so she will paint someone's aura and see what's
Nice.
around the aura. And then April, not April Lynn, but the month of April
Yeah.
is all about growth. So
Mm.
we're gonna have um, I'm sorry, it's not about growth. That's May. Ah, April is about nurturing. So we
I
have
was about to say, yeah.
yeah.
It
So we
falls
have
in line with
renew,
spring. Yep.
nurture, and grow.
And grow because you got to
So
nurture it for it to grow right. Yes, absolutely.
and come join me on Saturday, April 2nd, with Ginger Perrick, and we're going to talk about boundaries for the nurturer. And
Ooh.
um, and thank you, Priscilla, for that. Janelle says, absolutely, speak it, sis. We all got to do our part to support. I have a focused inner healing reading session that I've been offering. Blessings be upon you
Mm,
and all that you do. Love you.
yeah.
Well, and guys, Tremika was on Janelle's show,
I
and that was
was.
great.
Yes,
That was
yes,
awesome. That was
yes.
awesome. Well, honey, thank you so much for being
Absolutely.
part of this. You are
Yes.
always welcomed. Whenever you got anything that you want to blow up, just come on down and let us know. And everyone, so blessed to have you all here. We are here
Yes.
to connect. And when we connect, we educate one another. And when we educate, we grow. There is unity
In
in community.
community.
From our hearts to yours,
It's yours.
thank you guys. Thank you so much, Trumika. Hold that phone.
Yeah.
And thank you, Sarah. I hope everyone is doing well, and we'll see you next time.
Hmm.
There might be a surprise live coming up, guys. I'm just gonna tell you for this week. Not 100% sure, but keep keep it open, and everything will come up. You'll see a bunch of things from me coming up in the next few couple hours. They're going to be everything that's happening in April. So mark your events when you see these pop up. All right, everyone. Have a beautiful night, and we'll
Awesome.
talk soon.